Hey y'all, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're returning. It's Fiery Moon and I'm here to do the General Collective weekly reading. It is February 8th as I'm recording this. We currently have Sun in Aquarius and the Moon in Scorpio. Like I always tell y'all, just take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that time as well as the energy is fluid. And the energy can be vice versa or interchangeable. I don't know, today I was I was guided to use my Rebel deck, the Oracle with Attitude, for some reason. I don't know why, but as I was prepping for this reading, and you guys know we'll always find out why, it stood out to me. So, I grabbed it and here we are. Like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that time as well as the energy is fluid. And the energy can be vice versa or interchangeable. I also have out here the Mixed Emotions deck. And that just felt right because with all of this water energy going on, with the moon in Scorpio, Mercury has moved into Pisces. We have Saturn and the North Node in Pisces as well. And then we still have Jupiter in Cancer. So there is a grand water trine going on right now as I'm recording this. So with that being said, we're going to jump right on in and see what messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this week. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. And know that the energy could be vice versa or interchangeable. So I'm just going to get a couple more shuffles on this. And then we'll jump right on in. I just heard somebody say, I don't know who it is. It's the shuffling for me. So I don't know if somebody likes the fact that I, shuffle on camera or they like to see the shuffling, but it's always felt right for me to shuffle on camera. When I first, started watching tarot, I used to always feel some type of way when someone's, is like, oh, I already pulled the cards or the cards are already laid out. That didn't feel right. It almost didn't feel, genuine to me either. So that's why, I make it a point to shuffle on camera. I know it does take up time. I know the sound can, be off-putting to some, but I'd rather, y'all are doing this, we in real time. Like, that's just how I like to deal in real time. So for whoever said that, thank you and you're welcome. But yeah, let's see what's going on. All right, so we have at the bottom it says it's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. And it says get your head out of your ass pronto. Then up under that we have get some fucking sleep. You are being an ass because you're fucking tired. Face to pillow now. Yeah, so this makes me feel like just with these two cards, like this energy could be you or it could be, someone you're energetically connected to, or it may not be your energy at all. But I'm almost feeling like a Two of Swords, Nine of Swords energy. The Two of Swords with this is dark and you can't see a fucking thing and get some fucking sleep. It says, get your head out of your ass. Like the Two of Swords is normally a card of not wanting to face the reality or being in a situation where there's two conflicting truths. But you have the, the ability, especially in the traditional depiction of it, where, she's holding two swords with a blindfold on. She can drop the swords and take off the blindfold, or she can cut the blindfold off. And either option, you know, she would no longer be blindfolded and can face, you know, the reality of what's in front of her. And with this, get some sleep, it makes me feel like, yeah, someone may be, you know, struggling with sleeping at this time, having sleepless nights, or, you know, feeling that energy of just being tired, or, you know, trying to, you know, continue pushing through a situation and or circumstance, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally. But the Nine of Swords is mental energy. And then we have stop fucking whining. And that says, no one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. Like, hey, you know what? I see why, like, I was drawn to this desk, because I almost feel like for whoever's in this energy, like, spirit has had it with this person or you. They're done. Like, I feel like spirit is completely done with whoever's in this energy, because it's almost like with the stop fucking whining, like, whoever's in this energy is like in that, and stuck in like a victim mentality, or, you know, in a story that they keep telling themselves that, you know, to me it feels like it's not even true, but it's, you know, something that, you know, they obviously, you know, feel comfortable within, or it's a pattern that they're, you know, they're used to or they're stuck in. But whoa, let's see what comes out. So we have, oh God, it says you look like a shit show. And it says you're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. Yeah, like, and this is like, even though I know these cards can, you know, come off a little harsh to some, but it's real. And it feels like, you know, if this is your energy, like the energy that you're in, you know, like right now you may not be feeling your best self. You may not be feeling, you know, like yourself for some of you, but it's almost like, you know, it's time to get your shit together in the easiest way. It feels like spirit wants this message to come through literally. And, you know, I'm just the messenger. So, and then on the bottom we have, yeah, time to let go. And it says, move the fuck on. And with that, you know, I mean, it's just like the card says, like, for some of you, this message is going to hit very literally for you. And it's not, you know, intended or even meant to come off, but I let spirit do what it needs to do. And sometimes, you know, the messages can be harsh, but like I said before, it's real. So if you're not ready for the real, this may not be the channel for you. Can I get another one for the collective as it pertains to this energy this week? And like, trust me, I get it. When we're all in a, you know, situation where we're not feeling our best, or things are not going the way that we wanted them to, or, you know, we're finding ourselves possibly like stuck in a rut. I know how it can be. You know, there was a time in my life where I spent, you know, months balled up in the fetal position, and it took everything out of me just to get up and get in the shower. But it wasn't an excuse, and I still did it. And I'm not saying that anybody needs to take a shower, but sometimes that shower can help you feel better. Sometimes, you know, just getting up and doing that can, you know, motivate you to, you know, do something, you know, add something else. Take a shower and then make yourself something to eat. Or take a shower and, you know, stand outside for a little bit. Like, it's the little things that count. Can I get another one for the collective as it pertains to the energy this week? And then we have coming out, we have you do you. And it says, stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Yeah. And some of you, you know, you could be in this energy due to, you know, like, I don't know what situation or circumstance you're in, but it could be, you know, dealing like with another person where it almost feels like with this you do you. And no matter what the, you know, caliber or dynamic of the relationship is, this is almost like you're trying to please people. And no, you can't please people. You can't. You have to, just like the card says, you got to do you. You got to do what's best for you. Whoever don't like it, whoever don't want you to do you, whoever got a problem with you doing you, y'all know me, I will chuck up the deuces real quick. And then it says, up or on the bottom, it says, you got a feeling you just can't shake. And it says, that little voice inside you, listen to that shit. Yeah, most certainly. Can I get another one, Spirit? For the collective as it pertains to the energy for this week. Can I get one more, please? All right, so we got the lightning strike coming out. And it says, figure that shit out on your own. So this is almost coming through as like the tower energy, you know, like, or like an aha moment, or, you know, a sudden realization and or epiphany. So whoever's in this energy, whatever you're going through, you know, nobody, it's almost like only you can figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it. Nobody can tell you. Nor should you let anyone tell you. You know, it almost makes you want to say, like, use your own mind. Utilize your mind for what it's made for you. And then we have stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. And this feels like I'm almost getting like an entitled energy off of these cards. Where, you know, someone, you know, could have like an ego to the point where they feel like whatever situation they're in right now, like they're not supposed to be in it, or, you know, like they're too good to be going through what they're going through, or whatever, like all of that stuff that really doesn't even matter. It's just, you know, a way that people try to justify their situations. Like the card says, stop obsessing. Like you not the only thing out here. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, it says shit is going down with your job. And it says reevaluate, change your perspective, or fucking quit. And it doesn't it can be a job. Like you could be going through this with your job. But it doesn't have to, you know, specifically mean a job. It could just be how you, you know, situate yourself, how you provide for yourself. Your, you know, it could be dealing with your stability, your finances, whatever the case may be. And some of you may need to, you know, take a look at what you're doing, how you're doing it, what, you know, why you're doing it. It makes me almost want to say. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to leave this out. I almost feel like just because of the colors of these cards, purple can normally, you know, be associated with the crown chakra, and orange is associated like between like the root and the sacral chakra. So there's almost like a mental and physical, it almost feels like calibrating that, you know, is going on for somebody. Or trying to. And then with this here in the middle, blue normally represents the throat chakra. And you know, like, just the way I'm feeling it chakra wise, sometimes you need to talk out loud to yourself. And you know, in today's society, you know, people, you know, and even when, you know, even when I was growing up, but even still now, like you see somebody talking to themselves and they're automatically labeled like, oh, something's wrong with that person, that person's off, that they're crazy, quote unquote, whatever the case may be. But what I've come to realize, because I'm someone like, certain things need to be spoken, said aloud, whether you're saying them to somebody else or not. Certain things you need to like hear yourself say. And it's not like, when you ask somebody, who do they talk to the most every day? They're gonna 9 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you another person, but not realizing like the inner dialogue that we have with ourselves. We talk to ourselves non-verbally more than anybody we talk to anytime, any day. And people don't realize that. And just because some people need to vocalize that internal dialogue, that doesn't make them crazy or weird. I think it would be crazy or weird to keep all that shit inside. Because like I said, some things need to be spoken out loud. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do it, like when I'm at work, I do it because, or, being that, the type of job that I have, I'm not around, physical people while I'm working. And I don't have a phone to, call somebody and be like, hey, most of the stuff I have to reach out via email or, it's technical communication or written communication. So there are times like I find myself like having to, to walk myself through the steps and process what, I'm working on out loud. Now, sometimes because of, the network that I have of people that are familiar with what I do because they do it too, I'll reach out to them and be like, hey, I got this, this issue here going on, and I just need to, talk it out. Because some things need to be talked out. And it doesn't matter who you're talking to. If you need to just say it, say it. What's going on, Spirit, as it pertains to this energy and spread for the collective, as it pertains to the energy surrounding the week? I don't know, communication could be a big thing this week. And with Mercury being in Pisces, it's debilitated there. It doesn't like to be there because it's most comfortable in its home, which is Virgo, which is the opposite to Pisces. So communication could be a little, people could struggle with communication this week. And we're also going to have the Mercury retrograde in Pisces as well. So communication, you may not feel comfortable. You may be someone who doesn't like to verbally communicate. And it's almost like, how can I say this? Like, I don't know. The only thing like I feel like saying right now in regards to that is like, don't use that as an excuse. Like there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Doing what is uncomfortable to us is how we grow. So what's going on, Spirit? What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energies surrounding this week? Alright, so bottom of the deck we have powerless, which says paralyzed, ineffective, or weak. Yeah, and I feel like just with this being at the bottom that, someone is feeling like there's nothing they can do, like their hands are tied in a situation, whatever they, may want to do is not going to work, or, like It almost feels like negative self-talk. But I almost feel like with this surprise card, like this person is being thrown a curveball, because the surprise card is like this lightning bolt here, which is like the tower, and it says surprised, startled, or shocked. And then with the unsure, it's like you're gonna have to make a choice, because it says uncertain, doubtful, and indecisive. Because it's almost like whoever's in this energy is realizing that they can't stay in this energy. Like, I almost wants to say you can't keep playing victim forever. And I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, with the afraid card coming out after unsure, it says fearful, scared, and terrified. It would be if, just for instance, if communication is something that someone struggles with. To start communicating, first of all, that would be scary. It would be different. So I'm not, there's no hate or no shade or judgment being thrown at this person, but you can't expect yourself to do something or go into something that you're not comfortable with, or something that you've never done, and expect it to be all peaches and rainbows. Like, that's just not realistic thinking from my perspective. But it's almost like you're gonna have to face that fear, because otherwise you're just gonna stay in this place. We have bored, which says uninterested, apathetic, and jaded. And then we have longing, which says yearnful, wistful, and homesick. Yeah, you're gonna it almost makes me feel like you're just gonna either stay where you're at and whatever it is that you're in. But it also makes me feel like you're gonna get further and further away from yourself, further and further away from freeing yourself. Because that's ultimately what it is. So can I get one for this? You look like a shit show and you do you. For some of you, this is weighing on you physically. It could be affecting your physical health, your physical appearance. So let's see. Can I get one for the you look like a shit show and you do you? Yeah. So we have inadequate coming out, which says worthless, incompetent, and ill-equipped. And then the bottom of the deck we have receptive. Yeah, like for some of you, like I'm feeling this two ways. For some of you, you just don't feel like you're enough, in whatever way that is for you. And that's something that, I honestly can't, speak on. But you have to feel worthy. You have to feel like you mean something to you. Because it almost feels like with this inadequate card coming out, like you're worried about being something for other people, and that never pans out good. But then at the bottom of the deck, with the receptive, this is making me feel like I said, there's an energy here that, almost feels entitled to not, like, having to go through the struggle, or having to struggle, or have to face hardships. And that's not, realistic either. Like, it's almost like somebody, I have the energy of like someone wanting something to be given to them. Nah, you got to give it to yourself. Can I get another one for this? You look like a shit show and you do you. Why is this here for the collective? Yeah. So we have embarrassed coming out, and it says self-conscious, awkward, and exposed. Yeah, like you have to, start thinking and meaning something to you before you can like expect that from other people. Because then we have the love and platonic at the bottom, which says devoted, affectionate, and tender. You won't be able to receive what you're looking for from somebody else because you're not giving it to yourself. It's how that makes me feel. And it's kind of like contradictory to, in a way, to feel entitled to other people, for other people to like pour into you, but you don't even pour into yourself. So what, like, it makes me even question, just sitting here like in this energy, is trying to figure out, like, so what do you want? Like, what are you expecting to receive? Why, like, I don't know. I can't make sense of that. Can I get one for stop obsessing and shit is going down with your job? Stop obsessing and shit is going down with your job. Why is this here? Stop obsessing and shit is going down with your job. So we have unsure coming out. And bottom of the deck we have trapped. Yeah, it's like I don't know, like someone, granted, feeling stuck and at a crossroads right now, especially with this trap card at the bottom. You have to decide what is best for you. Do you want to stay stuck, or do you want to, choose it, go another way? You can definitely choose to stay stuck with this trap card, whether it's by, a person, place, or thing, or whatever the case may be for you. But it's your choice. But obsessing over it, you know how they say no action is also an action? I feel like whoever's in this energy, like they're in like almost like a heavy state of denial with this stop obsessing card, because it says you are not the fucking center of the universe. So it's almost like, I feel like somebody is just, sitting with themselves and is like, why am I going through this? Why is this like, and like I always say, the choices that we made and or make are what has us where we're at right now. Good or bad, positive or negative, not that doesn't even matter, but it's the choices that you make. So now that you're at a point where it's almost like the choices that you've made and where you're at right now, you don't like either one of those. So you can either, with this trap card, choose to stay in that energy, or you can choose to go, carve a different path. Go a different way, do something different. And can I get another one to go with this stop obsessing and shit is going down with your joys? You can't make the right choice. Whatever choice you make is the right choice for you at the end of the day. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? Yeah, like you could, again, you could choose to stay trapped and be mad at yourself with the hateful card, or you could choose to go in a direction that is more fulfilling, almost beneficial for you. Because it says satisfied, self-actualized, and realized. But with this hateful card, it says hostile, vengeful, and spiteful. This feels like internal energy to me, like, you know, someone being mad at themselves. And can I get one for this lightning bolt? Why is this lightning bolt here? hmm And it comes out. This is my least favorite card in this deck too. I don't like this card. And then we have empowered at the bottom, which is like the strength card. And what was that card that we seen that came in here? That came out here. Oh my god, which one was it? I don't even remember. But it said like you have the strength and the courage to do what needs to be done. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oh, nope, it wasn't this one. I don't even remember what color it was. Oh. No, that wasn't it. Which one was it? Oh, was it the... Yes, it was the stop fucking whining. No one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. I mean, you can spend time being angry, whether that's at yourself or even if for some of you you're mad at, you know, other people, whatever the case may be. But in order to go from that powerless to empowered, you have to know that this is something that you have to do for yourself. It says powerful, capable, and strong. And then look at the top of the deck. It says, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. And it says, go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. Yeah, see, and this is even giving me more of that energy, like someone has that sense of entitlement very strongly. And it's like, no, you got to do for you. Nobody else can do it for you. I'm just trying to think of what tarot deck I want to use for this. We're just going to go honest truth. That feels right. But keeping it simple. What's going on, Spirit, as it pertains to this energy and spread for the collective? What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this week? Okay, because there, like I had said before in earlier in the reading, excuse me, I felt the energy with the colors, the crown chakra and the root and sacral chakra type energy with the orange and the purple. Mercury is, you know, mental energy, which, you know, deals with the crown chakra. Mercury is how we think, communicate, and analyze. The root chakra and our sacral chakra is how we take action, you know, foundate and situate ourselves, you know, create stability, or, you know, the energy that we use to harness it, is drawing me to Saturn. We're going to have that Saturn and Mercury conjunction And there's actually, as Mercury gets, moves along, um it'll be a stellium with Saturn and the North Node. Mercury moves pretty fast too. I don't even know what degrees it is right now. Let me see. But Saturn deals with our reality and how we, structure our lives, ourselves. So Mercury is at about 3 degrees, but Saturn it'll probably move. It'll probably be moved into Pisces, or excuse me, into Aries before that. But it's in within 5 degrees of the North Node right now, which is, the North Node is where you're going, the South Node is where you've been. So that Mercury and thank you, Spirit, because this is it right now. The Mercury, at least the Mercury and North Node conjunction, because like I said, the way you think, the way you communicate, the way you analyze, which is also the way that you make decisions. Normally, decisions are, things that we've already made, and how that's lining up with where you are right now with that North Node energy. It's come to a point. And with it being in Pisces, that's dreams, imagination, is creativity, but it could also be illusions as well. It almost just makes me want to say, like, it's time to get real with yourself first. Forget everybody else. Honestly, like, it feels like someone needs to, like, reality check themselves. And if that is happening for some of you, like this week, this energy is like, damn, like I can feel off of this hateful card that this angry energy is, someone being, realizing the choices that they made, like I said, and where they're at. They don't like it. They're mad at themselves for those choices, but there's nothing, you made them. So it's almost like, I almost feel like there's a need to take some accountability too for where you're at right now. Because you could have made different decisions. You could have, chose to do things differently. But it's almost like this anger is coming up because it's almost like you knew that, but you still chose to do otherwise. So I don't know. And I don't know, like, even if these were just personal decisions for yourself and not dealing with, anyone else, it goes both ways. What's going on, Spirit? As it pertains to this energy and spread for the collective. What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this week? And my guides are bringing me back to Saturn, because Saturn is going to be it's going to move into Aries, which is, the first zodiac sign is cardinal fire. But Aries energy in itself, it is the self. It is the energy of raw. It's the individuality. It's the first actual individual sign. But it's, Aries is like, I don't even know how to explain this. Because with Saturn being reality and Aries, being that creative fire, it's almost like, yeah, for some of you, it almost feels like where you're at right now in life, it's almost like you're gonna have to like reinvent yourself as yourself. That's the best way I can say it. Because it feels like this is not, like, whoever this is, I feel like they may even be saying to themselves, like, this is not me. I wouldn't know, but I can feel that here. And it's almost like with Saturn, it's forcing you to, like, be yourself. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? So it's almost like someone is at a crossroads where they have to decide what's meant for them. You know, like, what's best for them. Is it best for me to be myself or to keep holding it back? And almost like, it's almost giving me like an energy of settling. For just like, oh, this is how life is. No, it ain't. Bottom of the deck. And as I talk about Aries energy, come on now. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Emperor, which is Aries. Mars energy. So it could be a masculine energy, which says stability, order, power, and protection. Under that, we have the Six of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. So yeah, this is really like I said that I almost forgot how I said it. Did I say you're gonna have to reinvent yourself as yourself? This is that energy. The Six of Swords is moving, you know, it's forward movement. It's, you know, can indicate travel, excuse me. But it's, you know, going from chaos to calm. And this masculine energy is wanting that, you know, wanting to head towards a Ace of Pentacles type of energy. Whether that's, you know, a fresh start, a clean slate, you know, setting a new foundation, planting a new seed, whatever the case may be. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like they're having a hard time in a way with the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, because the Seven of Pentacles is that energy of, you know, taking stock, looking at what you put into a situation versus what you'll get out. It's very analytical, Virgo energy. But with the Six of Cups, it's almost like this person is in trying to make a decision or even wanting to move forward is struggling because of their past. With the Six of Cups here, like, how is this new beginning going to benefit me? Even if it's in a way that's it almost feels like it's in contrast to their past. And whatever way that may be, maybe the way that they presented themselves, it would be like doing a 180 for this person. Because it's like with the Nine of Pentacles coming after the Six of Cups, this person got like comfortable in a pattern. But it's almost like this new pattern isn't, you know, working for them. Because I almost want to turn this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, because that's how it feels. Like it was a false sense of self, a false sense of security and stability. But if you have the opportunity to do it the right way, why wouldn't you? Or if you're tired of, you know, that energy, and there's you know, an opportunity for you to do things in an upright way, like that's almost like a no-brainer. Can I get one for inadequate, please? That was the Ten of Wands. It fell on the floor, but I'm gonna put it back. But that is just basically double confirmation. Like this person is holding on to a lot. Too many. With this energy. We have the Page of Pentacles. And what flipped over, the two cards that flipped over was the King of Swords. And what else was it? It was the King of Swords and something else that flipped over. I just caught a quick glance of it. Where is he? I don't know if they're still together because I kept shuffling. What was it, Spirit? Help me. Oh, the King of Swords and the Lovers. And it came, you know, it flipped over. But I just wanted one card. But it was the King of Swords and the Lovers. So it's like someone is realizing, like, the Lovers, although it could be looked at as, like, you know, a spiritual connection, but it's also a card of decisions. And it's almost like this person, this masculine energy is becoming clear on the, you know, the decisions that they've made. Whether it's in regards to, you know, connections with others, but it's almost like with the Page of Pentacles coming out here and then the Queen of Swords. It almost makes me feel like for this masculine, there's an energy that, a feminine energy that they don't feel that they're enough for. But it had like that, I mean, to each his own. You can definitely think and feel how you feel. If you feel that you're not enough, then that's exactly what you're going to be, not enough. But it's almost like this person is realizing like that's their own perception of themselves with the Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles is reflective. As well. So with the Queen of Swords being here, this feminine energy, how can I say this? Yeah, like I'm almost feeling like the energy, like whoever this feminine energy is, they feel like they can't measure up, because a Queen of Swords is definitely an energy that's going to do them. They're not worried about nobody else. They're going to be themselves. They're going to live in their truth. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it. They're going to say it. Like, but it's almost like, in a way, like, if this masculine, if this is the case for a masculine and they're, you know, wondering about, because I don't feel like they're with this energy, a Queen of Swords, it's almost because like in a way they know that this feminine can see this within them. They could have even tried to project onto this feminine the inadequacy and like a self-conscious, you know, energy, as if this feminine energy was it, but you can't do that to a Queen of Swords. And then up under that, it's like she even got the Hierophant back in her. So it's valid. Like, it almost makes me want to say, this is what it is. We got Aquarius energy here. And Taurus energy. It feels very fixed. Feels very fixed. Can I get another one? Tell me about this embarrassed, please, Spirit. Embarrassed? Why is embarrassed here? Yeah, we have the Death card. And this is almost like I said, this is that energy of that like this person having to change, like having to do a complete 180, because I want to say like they got it wrong. And like I said, for some of them, their fear is, other people like being like, that ain't you, you wasn't that, you wasn't like that, or whatever the case may be. I feel like this would be people like in their surroundings or environments, just because of the silhouettes on this card. But a new cycle is needing to begin with the world here, which is Saturn energy, and the devil energy as well. They need to close like they need to close out this cycle to begin anew and rid themselves of whatever this devil energy is, whether it's people, places, things, mindsets. Because then up under that we have temperance, and here's that calibration happening. And y'all know temperance is the only card that can beat the devil energy. But whatever this devil energy is, it is for them, is not healthy. It's actually toxic to this energy. It's not helping. It's actually what's, the devil can be restrictions, limitations, and all of that as well. So then we have, the Eight of Swords coming out. I was clarifying the unsure. And this person they're just, stuck in their own head. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be put in a vulnerable position. But vulnerability is the way forward with the Knight of Cups and the Chariot. That's what gains the perspective, or where and how the perspective is gained as the Hanged Man. Can I get one for this fulfilled card? Ooh. And now we have the Queen of Cups, which is feminine water energy. Ooh, and then look. And it's almost like, how can I say this, Spirit? If there is a feminine energy, I don't know, because like I feel like doing this, like I feel like moving this feminine like out, like I feel like this feminine is not in this masculine's reality, at least physically. It's almost like I said, it's like a contradiction. Nothing will make them happier than being able to be vulnerable, being able to be vulnerable, especially with another person that it makes me almost want to say that understands, that gets it. Nothing would make them happier. But it's almost like with this, looking at this card, like I said, shit is going down with your jobs. It's almost like, it's for some of you it could be a physical job, for some of you it may not be, but it feels like for this masculine, it's their emotional stability. That is struggling. And not for nothing, your emotional stability can affect everything in your life. So it could be that, and affecting this person's job, this person's, environment. It can throw off a lot of things. Because if you're not feeling your best, you're gonna, slack in every other area. That's, normal. You're gonna start wanting, like, if you go to work, you're not gonna feel like going to work. You're not gonna feel like being around certain people. You're not gonna feel like doing certain things. And that's all from how you're feeling. What's up under the King of Cups? And then look, we have the King of Wands. They want to be this King of Cups. They want to take their action to be this King of Cups. and put behind them this Knight of Wands. That energy of being in and out, not really dealing with the emotions and feelings and whatever situations. Just like, it almost makes me want to say, like, just get in and get out. Like, give me one for this hateful energy with this light number. Whoa. Too many spirit. Yeah, they did something too fast. They could make rash decisions with this Knight of Swords energy. They could have been quick to judge of the feminine energy here. And for some of them, they're realizing that they could have said something to this feminine energy that was like, because I'm hearing like I didn't mean it like that. Whatever they said, if they said something, they didn't mean it like that. And the Queen of Swords is like, oh no, you meant it. I heard you loud and clear. Oh, give me one more for this Knight of Swords. Yeah. They cut something off quick. They judged something prematurely. Yep. With the Lovers and the Justice card. So it's almost like with the Justice card here, Spirit is like, hey, this is what you get. This is the aftermath. Shout out to Dr. Dre and Eminem. But this is the aftermath. And it's just too, yeah. With the Ace of Swords, like, cause it's almost like you ignored the truth. This masculine energy, they ignored it. They either ignored it, they didn't want to see it, they didn't want to take it for what it was. What I'm hearing is they thought they knew better. And now this is where they're at. The Nine of Swords, which I felt this energy have early on in the reading. Give me one more for this energy, please. The Knight of Swords and the Lovers. They made a rush judgment in regards to a connection, or they just made rash decisions. Yep. King of Wands energy, masculine fire energy. And all that makes me feel like is they made a... And it's because they, like, not for nothing, like, I'm feeling a whole bunch of ego coming off this King of Wands. So much so that I almost want to flip it in reverse, because a King of Wands knows what they want. But that's the thing, like, with this person, like, it's almost like they play both sides. Like, they wanted this connection. They knew that they wanted it, but it's almost like the way that their actions, the way they went about it, it was almost like in a very, like, rash, and it was intentional though. Like, it's almost like they intentionally severed a connection only to still want it. Like, what? Like, what? It was what they wanted. So why would you intentionally sever a connection? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Can I get one? Can you tell me what this is, Spirit? What is this? Like, why? Because the King of Wands takes action. You know, he's not going to take action unless he's sure. But then feeling that, and you know, the way that I feel it in the reverse is almost like, it's almost like, yeah, because it'll come back to me. Oh, and then look, they thought that you were going to chase them with the Seven of Swords. Well, good luck with that. Or this person could have just, you know, been someone that likes chasing the shiny things with the Ace of Pentacles. But you had it. is what it almost makes you want to feel like. It's almost like in this masculine energy doing this, they ended up self-sabotaging this Ace of Pentacles. Wanting to be in control as the Magician. So what is this Page of Pentacles? Like, cause yeah, it's almost giving me like with the Seven of Swords, they did it, yeah, in a way of like running away to be chased. Nah, not in a million years. Can I get one for the Page of Pentacles? We have the Seven of Wands. Yep. It's almost like with the Seven of Wands, they're realizing that they created like an obstacle that wasn't there to begin with. And then we have the Four of Cups. Yep. So it caused them to miss the opportunity. Or like I'm hearing they met their match in this with the Seven of Wands. They tried to see, like, it's almost like they tried to see how someone would act if they acted this way. And it's almost like they didn't get what they expected. Give me one more for this. Why the Seven of Wands? Because the Seven of Wands could be an energy of, you know, persevering. It could be an energy of courage, of effort. But it can also be an energy of, like, challenges, obstacles. And, like putting up a fight. Or seeing if someone will put up a fight for them. Nah. Absolutely not. Give me one for the Seven of Wands. And they met their match, because what they thought that this feminine energy was going to do, they didn't. So it's almost like, well, damn, like, now what? What do I do now? I don't know. The Seven of Wands. Why the Seven of Wands? Yeah. Look. The Five of Pentacles. They shut themselves out. This is almost like the energy of, like, especially mixed with the Seven of Wands, this is like, it's like, okay, the best way I could say it is they tried to put a feminine energy in position to need them. Like, this is an energy that needs to be needed, but that need to be needed left you needing. And now it's like, well, what do I do? Here's this unsure, this Two of Pentacles, the crossroads. We'll look at this feminine and then I'll grab the guidance and advice. Show me this Queen of Cups energy. Ooh. The High Priestess. Oh, man. And look what's at the bottom. The Twin Flame card. I feel like this feminine energy followed their intuition and pulled back. Because remember I said I kind of wanted to do this. They pulled back from this masculine. And while all of this shit is going on with this masculine, I mean, a High Priestess knows. So it's like they know, but they can't. There's nothing that this feminine energy can do about it. Like, they know, and now this masculine knows. As the King of Swords. Like, this is why That's what it makes me want to say. Like, just why do people put themselves through this? Like, it was so unnecessary. Now this person could want to like reach out or come towards this feminine energy with the King of Swords and the Eight of Wands, and what my guides are saying, like they know they have to. They have to either, they at least have to say something. Because it's almost like this masculine's like, in a way, like I feel there's something about their reputation that's like it got a stain on it. Definitely with this feminine, with these other people, that could be what they're trying to protect. Their reputation with these other like whoever or whatever is over here. But at least with this feminine energy, their reputation has a stain on it. Because it's like I almost want to like. It's making me want to like scrunch up my face, like just ew. Like, who does that? Give me one more for this Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, please. The Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. Too many. Oh. The Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. The only thing I can say with this Two of Pentacles coming out is this feminine energy, like they know. And it's almost like this masculine knows that they know that they know, like. So again, this masculine is grappling, like, do I show up as this King of Cups? But that's what they're struggling with. And this feminine is like, well, you figure it out. There ain't nothing for me to figure out. It's in your hands. Give me one more. The Three of Pentacles and the Star, which is this fulfilled energy over here. So for some of you, this masculine is also struggling not just within their emotional or their emotions, they're also struggling with their intuition, where this High Priestess energy is like the backing force behind this feminine energy. So they work with it. This masculine is afraid of working with their intuition. And if this is in regards to like a job for some of you, because I feel that, you know, here too, if this is in regards to a job for you, I don't know if this could be another coworker. It might be. But for some of you, there's someone that you work with who did something to like almost sabotage you at work. And it was intentional. It's like you would have had to have a relationship with this person. You know, even if it was just a working relationship, but you know, maybe a little deeper than just like saying hi and bye or whatever the case may be. But whatever they did, it's almost like they tried to one-up you at work. And it backfired. And whatever they thought they were going to get, like if they thought that they were going to get a new position over you, or they tried to like exert themselves in a way, it's like they really weren't adequate enough for the job. So it's almost like they did something behind the scenes to try to sabotage you, to like push you out in a way. I feel that very like here. But my guys are saying the rent came due. With the death card here, something happened, something changed. And almost in whatever changed or transformed, like maybe this person being seen as someone that, can't handle the job, where they could have like put on the front that they could, or tried to project upon you in this workplace. People are seeing it for what it really is now. And it's almost like this person, they may not want to show up to work. They may not, want to like be seen or show their face, or they may stop coming. And it was all to like, in a way, like stop you from being seen as who you are and what you are. Because this Two of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles, and it's almost like I said, even if it resonates in the energy of this being like a regular like a relationship, but you're not physically connected with this person at this time. It's almost like, damn, this is that energy of deciding, like, do I even want to go back? Do I want to work? Like, they're contemplating on, like I said, for some of them, if this is work, coming to work. Because with you showing up as the star, it's almost like everybody sees what you are. So they're not questioning it. They may even like start questioning this person, like, why did you do that? They could have said something, anything. Let me get one more, because the Three of Pentacles is a card of working together as teamwork, collaboration. Where if it's a masculine, they're needing they're struggling with listening to their intuition. But yeah, we have the Two of Cups. But if this is work, they might try to come back in and be your friend, because it's almost like they don't know if you know whatever they tried to do at work. They don't know if you know. That's this Two of Pentacles. But if it's like dealing with a masculine energy like you previously dealt with before, they're just at a crossroads with their intuition and wanting to work this connection out and bringing it back together, because they realize what it is with the Twin Flame card. They realize like it's an important connection for them. Give me one for this Two of Pentacles. Yeah, like I said, they don't know if you know, as the Page of Pentacles. Or excuse me, the Page of Swords. They're trying to figure out if you know what they did. And you might not know. But as a Queen of Cups with a High Priestess, you could have just felt it. That's all the knowing, a High Priestess needs. That's it. If something feels off, it's off. I don't need to know what you did. I don't need to see what you did. I can feel it. And I can see, like, normally you can see it makes people act different. But if it's for this masculine, that you, and not to say like this coworker could be, you know, it's masculine energy, so both energies are masculine. But if this is, you know, someone you've had a previous situation with, that's not a coworker. They're trying to just, you know, get more information, but for themselves as well. But this is also the need to be honest with themselves as the Page of Swords. But if this is this coworker, they're trying to gather information. It's like they kind of want to see how much you know, but they're coming up with nothing. With the moon here. And this masculine is battling between their intuition and their fear with the moon. Mm, mm, mm. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure. Who you are can't be denied. The Ace of Swords and the Empress. And both these people know whatever situation that is, they both know. So let's get the guidance and advice, Spirit. What's the guidance and advice? Most cards, please. What's the guidance and advice? Ooh. So it says, you are talented and fucking amazing. It says, the world needs your voice. Or excuse me, the voice needs... Ugh, I can't even get the words out. The world needs your power. Use your voice. I feel like this is for the feminine energy. It feels like I feel that Queen of Swords energy all over it. Can I get one for this? You are talented and fucking amazing. Y'all. And they're playing, who is that? Wiz Khalifa? Living young and wild and free. I like this. I like it. Because then we have the Fool with the 10 of Cups. Yeah. You ain't worried about nothing, okay? And the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. You ain't worried about it. Give me one for this masculine energy, the guidance and advice. I can't make this shit up. I can't believe that, Spirit. That's crazy. Yep, and then it says for this energy, for the masculine energy, it says, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. And give me one for this energy here. I almost feel like the 5 of Cups, but hold on. Can I get one for the masculine? Why is this here for the masculine? That's just going back to these, like, you know, it's crazy how when people feel that they're not enough, like, they try to sabotage other people. That's crazy. And then they like act on those thoughts. So we have the Knight of Wands. And it's almost like with the Knight of Wands coming out for that, like, make sure your home is happy before you try to like impede on someone else's. Take action towards that. That's what it makes me want to say with this the Knight of Wands. Because it's like if this person feels like they're not enough, they're gonna do things, or they do things impulsively that don't turn out to be beneficial for them. That Knight of Wands energy is, look, it says restless, lust, and impulsiveness. It's almost like this person tries to do damage control and then it leaves them confused. Like in the place, like, why did I do that? Or you got to slow down. You got to slow down. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean You have to act on it, and especially if that thought is about you, it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. You can change your thoughts all at any time. If whatever you believe about yourself, you believe that. So if you feel like you're not enough, that's not for you to try to put onto another person. No matter who this is, whether this is a past lover, friend, coworker, whoever, like you just don't do that. It might feel good in the moment, but then you're like, what the fuck did I do with this seven of cups? You thought like the world would open up to you for that? Give me one for this 7 of cups, please. Some people think, and that was the King of Swords I tried to flip over, but it's like that's not where power comes from, and that's not where power lies either. Give me one for the 7 of Cups, please. Yeah, and someone is realizing that. The King of Swords. Some of you, like, I'm getting the energy just because the way this King of Swords, Queen of Swords is coming out, like, and I don't know how I would feel about that if I was in, like, a, potential romantic situation with someone that wanted to be me. Because that's what I feel like. Whoever's in this energy, they want it to be you. And it was almost foolish of them to try because it has them looking crazy. Like, man, this is like, honestly, like, in my most honest opinion, this is like very low vibrational. Like, cause who got time for that? Like, whoever this is got too much time on their hands. Give me one more. What else, Spirit? Because this is crazy. Yeah, okay, yes, because that's a bit much. It says you are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Yeah, you don't have to be this person. Be who you are. Because act like it. This Queen of Swords is acting like it. And not giving no fucks. Be a badass in your own way. Don't try to be be somebody else and then get mad because you not them. Like, that's it, y'all. I'm done. This is like, be you. Be your own you. Trying to be some, you know what? I think I'm gonna put it as the thumbnail. I'll just save it for the thumbnail. As always, y'all, I thank you all for, I'm not even gonna say it. I thank you all for tuning in with me. I definitely hope that, this resonated for some of you. And if it didn't, it just wasn't your story, and that's fine. I hope that, everyone enjoys their week. And I will see y'all on the next one. All right? Later.